All right, so 3-day weekend is up. Stocks are rallying on a Tuesday. Turnaround Tuesday, even though we didn't have a Monday. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let me remind you to like this video, subscribe, do all of that stuff, and I really appreciate it because I'm sure you'll like what's going on here. Anyway, so the Dow, everything is green. There's nothing to talk about here. Big rip-roaring day, especially the NASDAQ at 1.5. The VIX is down 6.37%. And remember what I said, my little prediction, what I said in yesterday's video was I think if we can get through the inauguration riot-free, the stocks market can possibly take off. Here's a quick look at what the averages are looking like in today. You can see how the NASDAQ is just exploding, hanging on to those highs. Same with the S&P 500, Dow lagging just a little bit. Look at the heat map, and look, man, it's all about FAANG, and that's what this video is going to be about. FAANG. Google, I don't remember the last time Google was up 4% in a day. Too bad I reduced my position on it. I used to be heavy Google. Now I'm just like so-so Google. Facebook, kind of. I used to be super heavy, kind of Facebook. But anyway, there it is. We're going to look at all of these stocks because this is what's going on today. And we're really putting faith in Netflix, the first of the FAANG report today. So let's get down to it. Let's look at it. Look at the Netflix reporting today after the bell. Put your bets in because it is a bet. It's a 50-50 chance if this thing is going up or down. To me, it's a coin toss, so I never play earnings. But once we get some details about what the earnings is about, then, we can decide how to play it from there. And that's what I do. But personally, I don't really ever play Netflix. I don't know why. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, so I'm rooting for Netflix. If you see this pattern, you're going to see it throughout the FAANGs that we show up. It's this sideways pattern that's been going on for the most part since July. The ball has been handed off to the industrials, to the small caps, to the emerging markets, to the EV stocks, and left the original FAANGs in the dust, even the financials. So maybe this is a chance for FAANG to prove itself and let's see if everybody else can get back on the bus. If there's a kind of a rotation back, these things could really run because they was in consolidation, a little volatility squeeze. So if we can get some expansion on that, these things could really blow. Netflix is first up in line. So let's tune in after the bell to see what this thing does, and hopefully it pops, and then I think that will be the lead for the rest of the FAANG just to rally into earnings like they generally do. Most of the stocks have less than 2 weeks to report, and there hasn't been any rally yet. Now, today is starting it, so let's hope Netflix can just knock it out of the park and continue that rally, because I'm heavy on these FAANGs. All right, so there's Netflix. Let's look at Facebook. Facebook is looking beautiful. Let's look at the daily. Let's look at the 5-minute. You can see how it's just, right, running. Gap, right, kind of faded a little bit and straight up. Beautiful day for Facebook. I'm going to go back to that weekly chart. See the same thing going here? Remove all these drawings right here. Right, and then you see how this one actually was turning down, moving averages turning down, even crossing over, trying to cross over, but it's right here at support. It was the perfect time to get in. This could turn back around and go down. All right, so Facebook, basically, hey, man, these guys are going to knock it out the park. I'm not even going to talk about what if. It's the government that's trying to keep them down, the whole breakup thing and all that stuff. But the perfect entry point, you're actually getting in on last quarter's, where it was at last quarter before it reported and before it ripped all the way up to $3 and where was that? About $300. And the quarter before it was here, right? Approximately. And it ripped up to 304. Just before earnings from the last quarter, it started ripping, and then it ripped up to 300, and now we're back down again. So hopefully we can get a run back up to 300, actually even blow it out the water. Let's hope maybe Facebook can reach a new high and breach the new high, and then I'll be like all aboard for Facebook. All right, so that's Facebook. Let's look at Google real quick. This one, I think it's the best chart out of all the FAANGs. You can see the same thing, just like Facebook unlike Facebook, where it was actually trying to break low, but just like Netflix, just going sideways for the most part, and hopefully we could bust out of this range. They all look the same, and this is why I think a lot kind of rides on Netflix a little bit, just to kind of, not that they're going to report the same thing, but they tend to run the same way. That's why these charts look kind of exactly the same. So if Netflix can report goes higher, I believe all of these can go higher. If these things break out of this range, they will explode. All right, so let's look at Apple. Apple has a nice chart too. You can see it's actually in the uptrend, right? In the uptrend there, and pushing against that high. I think we could break out of this triangle as there's pressure building up in here. Something's going to give. We're either going to break down or break up. I say we break up. Why? Because the stock has been going up all along. Why would it just all of a sudden go down? Little consolidation, little breather before it goes higher. So I actually like Apple. Apple has a nice chart to go higher. Next up, Amazon. Beautiful day today, up 30, but still under 8%, right? Up 0.96, right? So not really strong, but it's going up. And that's appreciated. And you can see here again, once again, the consolidation pattern. Now, for a 3,000 point stock, this thing is trading in a tight range. A tight range. Whichever way this breaks out is the way you need to ride it, because it will go a lot further. And that's up or down. All right, up or down. I'm going to say up. Why? Because it's been going up all along. Let's go ahead and throw Tesla in there. We got to throw Tesla in the FAANGs, up $13 today. Let's look at the minute. Got to show you something. For some reason right here, and I don't know what happened, at 144, it just decided to take a run and go up 10.63 points. Just took a run. So something happened right there. I don't know. Look at the volume that popped in right at 145 or so. So it looks like it's trying to give it back. But so some news came out here. But anyway, Tesla up 12 points, 1.55. You see it's doing way better than Amazon, well, 0.5% better. But this weekly, no, it doesn't look like the rest of them. You got a couple of bars right here going sideways. But hey, I don't know. I don't know if this trades like Netflix. So, but for the most part, I think if we can get a FAANG rally, this thing will just participate and double whatever they're doing, because that's just what it's been doing. All right, let's pull up Microsoft for the last stock. I know it's not a FAANG, but it should be. This thing is solid. It just don't go down. It'll go sideways, but it won't go down. But anyway, same thing, right? Same pattern since July, sideways. So it's up $3.72 today, 1.75%, right? 0.75% better than Amazon. So I think it could break out higher as well. And you can see how they all the earnings for all of these stocks, I should have pointed them out before, for the most part is a week away. And I think we can get some action, right, for all of them. All of them, right? If Netflix does it, it's going to be anticipated that all of them are going to be able to do it, and all of them are going to run into the number. Now, let's go ahead and look at the VIX. Remember I said, oh, the VIX is just an important number. I actually think that we can push against this 20 tomorrow. You're going to be like, yeah, really? What? I think we can push against that 20 tomorrow if we have a successful inauguration and there's no funny business. Okay? And then Trump's gone off into the sunset. And I think we can have a nice little drop and it pushes against 20. Let's see if I'm right. But anyway, it's down 5.83% today. Sideways, sideways action. But yeah, the top trend is heading down. So let's see what happens. I just threw a guess out there. Remember, if this thing breaks 20, eventually it'll go down to, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. As the VIX goes down, the stock market goes up. All right, so that's all I wanted to show you. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe, hit the bell, all of that. I just wanted to talk about the FAANGs. Oh, wait a minute. That's important news I want to talk about. We got to look at 3 more stocks, okay? Because here it is. Peloton, Fiverr, and CHWY got downgraded to sell at UBS. Why did you do that, UBS? Why? Well, this guy named Eric said that these 3 stocks are emblematic of the market that values growth over any semblance of valuation that can be justified on a multiple-year view based on our fundamental analysis. I think he missed the rally. He's trying to get on. I was in that DraftKings. DraftKings down 3.52% today. If you look at the weekly chart, just pushing up against that support, ready to blow through. I still think it blows through. I think he wants it down because he wants to get on board. So he's he's on the bus as it breaks through that resistance area. Did I say support before? Resistance area, right? So pushing against that resistance, you could see it's clearly going to bust through. It's going to bust through, okay? With your downgrade or not, it's going to bust through. Let's look at CHWY. CHWY's a stock I actually wanted to get in, but I just never did. I just be forgetting about the CHWY. But if you look at the weekly chart, there's nothing wrong with it. It's actually down 0.47%. The downgrade that he put in didn't even affect CHWY, really. See what happened here, right? We run up, back down, and it's been trending up. CHWY's going to go higher. It's going to go higher. I'm sorry, your downgrade didn't work. You might miss this train. And the last one, Fiverr, a stock that I never participated in, it looks perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. There's the daily. Oh my goodness, it's down 10% today. Wow. But you know what? This thing has been ripping so much. It's still intact. You know, this thing could actually fall another 12% and still be on trend. So maybe this one will come down. That's pretty serious right there, 10% down. But earnings coming up. Look for some kind of stabilization and then maybe a slight run into earnings. So let's look at the hourly on this one. Yeah, we got the gap down. And it's just going down. So eventually we're going to fill that gap. It looks like, it is oversold, kind of. The 10%, we looked at the other 2. Why is it hitting CHWY so hard? So is there additional news? And actually, isn't this the one where he said, I closed it, where he said it was downgrading it to neutral? I can't remember. I can't remember. That's bad. That's bad. I forget that. But anyway, this one is down bad, right? So maybe it'll come up, fill the gap, and then go down. I don't know. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. Serious volume right there. All right, so that's the video. Let me know if you like it by clicking the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, share it, do all of that stuff, and I appreciate it. This is Dre Trades. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram at Dre Trades, right here at Dre Trades 2 on YouTube. Thanks for watching. I'm Dre. Peace.